All right, hello everyone, and welcome. Today we are going to be talking about purchasing real estate here in Thailand. So thanks for joining me for today. Today we're going to be delving into real estate, condos, purchasing. And things like that. Checking everything. How's everyone doing today? Welcome everyone to our channel here. We're going to cover a lot of cool things on our comments. So the other day we had a lot of things to say. Well, should I buy a condo or like real estate in Thailand? Should I not? Should I rent? What are the options? So me and Mark put together a bunch of cool research and information for everyone. So today we're going to be doing the 15 reasons you should never buy a condo or real estate in Thailand. Really, really great for today. Right now it's about what is it, about 9:30 a.m. here in Bangkok, and we are really excited. My name is Eddie, and you all know Mark, and we are on a mission to help you travel and enjoy Southeast Asia as much as possible. We are your Southeast Asia's travel experts. So today we're going to be covering 15 reasons you should never buy a condo in Thailand. Mark and I are going to be covering 15 bullet points for everyone as far as purchases, real estate, condos, homes, and what else? I'm trying to think. I guess that would be it. I know some hotels have converted when I'm in Bangkok. Usually, I'll see a hotel that I stayed at last year or whatever. It converts it into condos and things. So, really cool. So, 15 reasons why you should never buy a condo or like home property in Thailand. Once again, my name is Eddie, and we have our channel for Jetsana and Compass Quest. You all know Mark. Mark is amazing. He's been a seasoned veteran. What would it be called? Travel agent and like real estate guy in the Philippines and Thailand for the last 15 years. So really, really blessed to have him on both of our channels here, Jetsana and also for Compass Quest. Uh, so we're going to be your travel experts. Today, we're going to be going into the realities of buying a condo in Thailand. Now, while owning property in Paradise or the City of Smiles, Bangkok, sounds like a dream, there are plenty of pitfalls that foreigners need to be aware of. Whether you're from Germany, whether you're from London, Sweden, Switzerland, I met a few people the other day that were in French Canadian. So there are going to be a lot of hidden fees, legal restrictions, and we're going to be covering 15 reasons why you should always do your research, think twice, and probably you'll really like my number 6 or 7 when we get into attorneys and stuff, because they have some really good, amazing things you can do to purchase real estate if you're looking at purchasing a condo, and how to do it and stuff. So you're gonna sort of be doing it smarter than just going in and a condo. It looks beautiful, and you purchase, right? The purchase price is always gonna be higher, right? It's always gonna be more difficult to sell your unit next year, or the following year, just because Thailand is growing so big, right? In Pattaya, they're building that multi-million-dollar facility right on the beach, which was right where we are doing the scuba, right down by Walking Street. Huge, right? It has the dock and almost like Asiatic in Bangkok. It has the pier, is what I'm saying. So let's do it, everyone. Welcome here, Jetsonic and Compass Quest for our live here. Mark and I, we're going to be covering 15 reasons why you should never buy a house or a condo here in Thailand, wherever it is. Phuket, it could be Chiang Mai, it could be Pattaya, it could be a little city like east of Bangkok for Ekamai or An Nut. I know they're building the amazing Cloud 11 past An Nut. That's going to be closer to Mark's condo down that way. For there. So if everyone's ready, I'm ready. Here we go. Number one. We're going to be doing 15. Number one, foreign ownership restrictions. Now, everyone should be aware that foreigners can only own up to 49% of the total units in a condominium building. So if you're from Germany, if you're from London, if you're from Switzerland, if you're India, I know a lot of Indians travel to Thailand and like to visit and vacation. Or I met a lot of people in one of my hotels that were doing just remote work. They're coders, for working. So whatever foreigner, if you're not a Thai national, right, you won't be able to own the condo if it's full or if they're selling and they're over the 50%. So only 49% of the total units in the condominium can be purchased by outsiders. So if this quota is already reached, you won't be able to buy and limited options for ownership. Now, I've heard some horror stories where you go in, you talk to the condo owners, you're looking over the paperwork, you bring home the paperwork, you look it all over and things, and then you sign the paperwork. And what happens is maybe the property has 3 buildings, right? 1, 2, and 3. But let's say you looked at building number 1. You loved it, right? Had a great view. Had a great view of the pool. Even had a great view of Sukhumvit and the view, right? And you can't, right? Because it's maybe the quota's already met. Maybe they're at 50%. So they stick you in building number 3, which was maybe their first development years ago. So they went 3, 2, 1, and 1's the newest. So they do that a lot. So there's a lot of shadiness that goes on. They got to really be really understand the fine print for that. So moving on to number 2, there are going to be higher prices for foreign buyers. This is, I think, with any country. I was in Costa Rica. I was in Medellin. Friends of mine lived in Medellin and in Bogota and also Cartagena. I still have a friend that's married in Cartagena, and his wife purchased their house in Cartagena only because if he would have bought it, he's from America, he's from Florida. If he would have bought it, the price would have been jacked up. So there are higher prices for foreign buyers, and I think that's going to be anywhere in any country where you go. Like if I were to travel to the UK and England, right, and I were to buy certain things, people are going to think, oh, he's an American, we're going to jack up the price a couple $100, a couple $1,000, things like that. So developers often charge foreigners more than Thai locals. And that's just the name of the game, right? So we also have to know that inflation is around 6 to 8%. Now that's every year. So as the inflation increases, your property decreases, meaning they're building new condos all around you, right? So your property would depreciate year 2, year 3, things like that. Number 3, maintenance fees. Now, if you're not a lawyer, if you're not an attorney, there's a lot of great ones on it. I know Mark talks a lot about attorneys and lawyers and just sitting down with your attorney and going over the fine print. Now, if that's just buying a vehicle, if it's purchasing like a condo unit or property, Mark was helping a gentleman from London or Germany, something like that, purchase a business. It was a restaurant. So the fine print on all that. So there are going to be things to really look at if you're not good at it, which even I'm not a great attorney, especially a Thai attorney, Mark would be able to help you with that and point you guys in the right direction. Number three, maintenance fees and what they call sinking funds. Now, this means that condo owners must pay monthly maintenance fees, which are usually in a fine print, right? It's usually not on page 1, 2, or 3 on your condo lease or your purchase. It's going to be in page 16, 17, 18 towards the back, right? When it says, line and, does all the what would be called subcontractual like statements, right? Monthly maintenance fees, parking fees. I ran into somebody that purchased a unit, and then he said he didn't even know there was a parking fee on his, and then also like a pool fitness maintenance fee on it for keeping the pool and that. And I guess it was worded where they have to keep the pool and everything really, really nice so they could sell the units. But it was stated in such a way that the foreigners had to pay those maintenance fees, which usually the Thai locals don't have to pay. The other thing is they usually will charge 30 to 100 Thai baht per square meter, plus what they call a sinking fund payment at purchase for repairs. Now, this could go anywhere from trash disposal to showers to hot water heaters. Usually here in Thailand, there is the washer and dryer for clothes and things. So these hidden fees are for repairs on major appliances, and they could add up, right? So just don't think that you're buying like a condo unit. You got to look into everything, whether it's the heating, the AC, the duct, the units, the AC units, the washer dryer, what else is in the dishwasher, things like that. Number four, there are going to be a lot of hidden fees. Once again, when we get down into, I think I have it on for number 8, 9, or 10 or something as far as attorneys. But number four, there are going to be some hidden fees. So be sure to just get your highlighters out and go through, the agreement and understand each paragraph. So beyond maintenance fees, there are often unexpected costs like parking fees, special assessments for repairs, and management charges that aren't disclosed up front. Mark and I know a gentleman that owned a condo unit, and every year he has to pay, I guess, this parking lot where they repave and redo the parking lot. So I don't know what the price is. Maybe it's 500 baht. I don't know, but everyone's got to pay it. Number five, the interesting thing is the shift on a lot of these cities, especially Pattaya and Bangkok, the Chinese investments. Now, there are a lot of scams, and I was talking to a French Canadian named Joe last week. What he did was he rented a condo before purchasing it, and lucky he did because he rented it for a month. And it gave him a month to look over the attorneys and all the fine disclosure of purchasing the condo, and he backed out, right? So he took the rental, and after the 30 days, he moved out, which was really cool. He's like, I got actually a chance to live in the condo, which was beautiful. Where he was showing me the beautiful condo and all the amenities and all the what they call like these lounges that were on like the 15th floor or right by it sort of overlooked like the main street, which is really nice. It was just this outdoor sitting meditation area and things. So he got to live there for a month instead of buying it and having that seller remorse, right? So there are a ton of Chinese investment scams, and what they do is they'll say you could purchase this land, but as we're covering all these little fine nuances of contracts, they have all these things in there that mean like your purchase price is gonna like change after year one, whatever it is. Like your prices, for your monthly mortgages. But after year one, so month 13, it changes. It goes higher and stuff. So I don't know the specifics, but I just know there's a lot of like Chinese investors coming into Pattaya and Bangkok, seizing up all these buildings in high rises for these condo units, but also going through and sort of, I would say, manipulating the contracts so you are not in a good spot, right? You are really screwed, on that. So a lot of things to look out for on there. Number 6, we are going to be going into there is weak resale for the market. Now, depends what city you're in. Where if you're in Australia, if you're in Sydney, there's a lot of areas in the world that when you buy a piece of land, maybe in the United States, that land is sort of guaranteed to increase. Well, here in Bangkok and Pattaya and Phuket, it's a little bit different. They are building these multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar complexes, and they could be right next to your condo unit, meaning in year 2 or year 3, it's going to be very, very difficult to resell your condo. And take it from my advice from Joe from the French Canadian, try to rent that condo for a month before purchasing it and seeing if you and your family like it, because the resale market for a condo is just really, really weak. Nowadays in Thailand, it's just an oversupply, right? They're building so much. It's just all this new stuff. New condos have different balconies, different viewpoints, different rooftop pools, fitness centers. Now they're tying all these family centers. We mean you have like a kids center where the kids can play, but the mom or dad could work on their laptop. It's like a workstation. Things like that. They have building all these, maybe like on the 12th floor, 13th floor, there's these outdoor like trees and botanical like gardens and stuff. So it's really coming to a point they're making these things so beautiful for these brand new units. It just makes it silly for people not to say, wow, I really want to, be here. Number 7, legal complexities. So navigating Thai property laws can be challenging, especially for foreigners. Like if you're from any country, right? If you're from Brazil, if you're from Costa Rica, you're from the United States, and you go into a different country, right? It's always a good suggestion to start looking into some type of legal counsel. Right on there, lawyers, attorneys, people that know real estate, know what to look for, know what each paragraph means when we can renegotiate and what we call contractually rewrite the purchase on there. So without proper legal advice, you risk signing contracts with unfavorable terms and missing key ownership details. Number 8, we're going to be going into the lack of regulation. Now, this is really, really big in, I would say, like Cambodia, Thailand, Bangladesh, Laos. So there's a very what would we call it, like a lax regulation. Thailand's condo market lacks like strict oversight, meaning like if you sign up for a contract on your purchase and you don't like it, like Joe that rented his unit for a month before purchasing it and then realizing he's had some Chinese owners in it, and with all the fine print of their contracts for the purchase, he was able to like legally like move out on the 29th day, which is great. But the market lacks very, very strict oversight, meaning like somebody could sign, have condo units, sell them to purchasers. And no matter what's in the contract, right, if you renege on that contract, they could sue you. They can go after, your, what would be called, your assets and things. It's pretty scary. So there's really no like strict government, like I would say like America is very like heavy on what would it be called, like lawyers and attorneys and courts for real estate property cases and things like that. Well, not in Thailand, so be very, very careful. Number 9, we're going to be going into taxes and transfer fees. Now, foreigners uh, do face taxes and transfer fees totaling up to 6.3%, all the way up to 8% of the purchase price, depending where it is, what city is in, what zone what's in, and things like that. And it usually increases the overall cost of the ownership of the property. So be careful on that. Now, once again, this is for foreigners, not per se for Thai locals. Number 10, we're going to be going into what we call like limiting financing. Okay, so what we call like limiting financing. So let me just check as far as our audio and everything, and any like comments coming in, everybody. All right, very well. We're very, very well. We are on number 10, everyone. Number 10, we're going to be talking a little bit about limiting financing options. Now, this is a little bit more of a real estate term for those of you that are looking to purchase in Thailand. There's a lot of statements and disclosures called limiting financing options. So, foreigners cannot access Thai mortgages unless they have a Thai spouse. Now, this is very, very popular. If you know, like Mark is really good with a lot of people requesting our one-on-one coaching calls. He deals with a lot of like business owners that buy businesses, and the smart thing to do legally, they will set up the business in the spouse's name, right? Because she's from Thailand, she's Thai nationality, local. So all the expenses are a lot lower. So foreigners can't access Thai mortgages unless they have their Thai spouse or a business partner. Now, most buyers must pay in cash or secure financing abroad, which comes with higher interest rates. So it's always wise. We knew a bar owner in Pattaya that had a bar, and he was in his wife's mom's name. So it was sort of like a family. So they put it in the wife's mom's name for the Thailand setup on that. There's some really cool things we'll talk about. I think it's in point 12 or 13 legally what we can do as well. Number 12, we're going to be covering the cultural sensitivities. So living in like a Thai condo means adapting culturally to like respecting noise levels, participating in community decisions, or enacting on the condo's jurisdictions. Jurisdictions representatives. And then what that means is there's all these types of things for the city. I know Pattaya has a lot of these provisions in their contracts where it's like you have to do like certain things. Like, so it's very, very important to read over each of the paragraphs on there. Community decisions, what time you can have loud music up till. I believe there's visitor things past midnight. I don't know, Patsy, I think it was past midnight or something, but I know that condo had the security too. So, but there's a lot of different things you'd have to look in. Cultural sensitivities is number 12. And we're just have to see what's in the agreement for the condo purchase and what sensitivities are in there. I know in the United States there we got these HOAs, right? Homeowners associations. You can't put in the pink flamingos right on the lawn. Your mailbox has to be brown. You can't put anything in the windows. Like a lot of people like sports. So if they're in Denver, right, in the Denver Broncos, or they're like San Francisco 49ers, right, you can't put in like the mascot of the football team. Like things like that you would never knew exist, but if you like put up a huge decal, right, you get fined. You get fined like $300. So just be careful of the cultural sensitivities, right? There are a lot of things for disasters. So number 13, we're going to be covering the disasters. Now, Bangkok in Thailand was hit by, what was it, 3 years ago? It was the big, huge monsoon that came through and really destroyed everything. Right now with Bangladesh and the Myanmar the earthquake that just hit a few days ago, we have natural disasters. So anytime you're in a high rise, there's always going to be natural disasters and maintenance issues to look through. So Thailand is tropical, right? In the rainy season, which is going to be from October all the way till like January. It's raining. There's a monsoon season. It's a lot of flooding and stuff. I knew a condo owner here in the United States that bought a condo, and it was a basement unit. So you walked into the condo, went past the front lobby, and then the steps went down. And she had one of the units there. Well, sure enough, I think year 2 in or something, it flooded, right? The water and stuff. So talk about like mold and carpets and all that kind of stuff. So be careful as far as what floor you're on, all the tropical climates that could hurt and be affected on it. I know here also in the States, how should I say it? The clouds and the weather go from the west to the east, right? They go from the west coast to the east. That's just the way the clouds and all the storms and the weather patterns go, right? They go from the west coast to the east coast, weather cloud patterns and stuff. So a lot of people will get and set up their houses or their front doors or especially their barns on certain ways where it sort of faces, what would it be called? East. So it faces east. This way a storm comes through, it's going to hit like the west, right? The heavy wind, especially for the winters here in the States, whether it's Chicago, whether it's like New York and things. So that's also something to say. It says, where's your windows? Where are they facing? And then seeing as far as the tropical climates and the rains and the monsoons that come through Thailand. If we're going down to Phuket, it gets a lot more rainier because it's going more to the subtropical areas. So keep that all in mind. There are going to be additional costs for all of that. Number 14, we have 2 more to go. The rental income challenges. So while renting out your unit might seem like a good idea, you're saying, well, if I'm not happy with my unit, like if I'm in the States or if I'm in London or the UK or what would be like Amsterdam and stuff, I could still rent out my unit. Maybe I could do Airbnb and I could rent out my units. Well, we got to think again on that because even though it might sound like a good idea, rental yields are often lower than expected due to high competition and fluctuation of tourist demands. Now, in tourists for Thailand, I believe the times of the year for tourists is for the new year, which is January. And then we have all the way to, I think, like June or July. After that, we get into the rainy season, the wet seasons and things. So rental income. Now, also through the app, which was the Meetup app, I met a lot of people at these Meetup events that are from different countries. And they said when they bought a unit, a condo, because they were foreigners from different countries, Canada, Mexico, what have you, they were not allowed to rent out their condo on Airbnb or things like that. So I know there's some workarounds, but that was just what I heard. Not too sure if that's accurate, how that works. If you are a foreigner, can you rent out your condo after like 1 year, 1 or 2, because you're really not happy and you're looking around for another one? I'm not too sure, but something to definitely look into. Number 15 for the last one, there's a renting is often what would I 15 is I put in for the most cost-effective thing to do is renting, almost like Joe from Canada, the French Canadian, right? Renting is pretty much a sure better way and more cost-effective way than buying a condo, right? You're not hit with all those fees, the parking fees, the pool and the maintenance, the fitness fees, the not being a Thai resident, so the foreigner fees and things like that as far as renting for that. So can be a great great option for you. Long-term rentals allow you to enjoy paradise without taking on the ownership risks. That's everything we are talking about today on that. What I wanted to do is now that we covered like the pitfalls of buying a condo in Thailand, whether it's Phuket, Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Pattaya, and all the other surrounding cities, let's talk about the smarter alternatives that might work really, really good for foreigners like myself, like you guys that are listening here, no matter what country you're from. So alternative number one is have your Thai friend or partner buy it for you. Now that's probably the smartest thing. If you trust somebody, if you've been friends for a while, if you've been dating a boyfriend or girlfriend that is a Thai residence, that would be the safest bet. As I was stating before, the family for the restaurant had not the wife, but it was the wife's mom. They put it in the wife's mom's name. So things to look into as far as ownership of that business, so it's not yours. Now, we always say make sure that you trust the person or your spouse and the whole agreement between you guys, right? So if you've trusted your friend or your spouse, they can legally purchase property under their name while you contribute financially. So it could definitely be a big, huge win-win. Now, always make sure you're clear about your agreements. I know families and friends, right, could get a little gray, right, as far as financials. So be careful and be smart for that. Number two, for the alternative for everyone is one of my favorites, as we were talking about in the middle of the video. Consult a real estate attorney or lawyer. If you're unsure of this, you're looking over stuff, Mark is phenomenal. He is great with Thailand and the Philippines. He knows a lot of people as far as retiring to Thailand, investing in Thailand, restaurant ownership, and even this for condo units, purchasing property and stuff. So book a call with me or him, and we could point you in the right direction for our one-on-one coaching calls. So, work with an experienced property lawyer who specializes in foreign ownership laws in Thailand, and they can help navigate legal complexities and even look over your entire contract saying, I don't like this, I like this. Just so you know, right, this line says this. If I were you, I would purchase this. If I were you, maybe I wouldn't purchase this. So going over all the lease agreements on that for your long-term security and stuff. Number 3 alternative is renting instead of buying, right? Renting allows you to enjoy all the benefits of living in Thailand without the risk of ownership, especially with the affordable long-term rentals available, usually for a month or like 6 months. I think I was talking to a woman at one of the meetup groups, and she said something like, as long as it was under a year, for the agreement on the rental, it wasn't considered short term. It wasn't considered long term, so it fell in a really cool category where you weren't owning it, but you could still rent that for 6 months to 11 months out of the year. Some really cool things I wanted to share with everyone is trusts. Now, the cool thing as far as trust, especially here in the States, a lot of people will buy assets. Now, that could be a business. It could be a service. It could be an online business. It could be a restaurant in Thailand, Bangkok. It could be a nail salon, whatever it is. And if you're looking into and talking to lawyers and attorneys, what they've been doing, I'd say the last 5 years, is setting up a trust. And meaning a trust we'd set up with your attorney, and that makes you sort of untouchable per se. It means it's a business asset for your trust. So as we set up a trust, the trust owns certain things. It owns property. It owns restaurants. It owns stuff like that. It owns vehicles. If we have like a fleet of 50 or 100 moving vans and things. So I've heard a lot of great things about people setting up a trust, and then that trust will buy the property, whether it's a condo, whether it's a house, whether it's a Phuket a little bit more as far as like houses, because you get into the beach, some really nice areas where you can buy a house and stuff for that. So some really cool options legally you could look into as far as setting up a trust and having your attorneys do that. Now, I know here in the States, when you set up trusts, especially if it's in Vegas or Delaware, it has so many different laws and what would I say, benefits to it than compared to setting up a trust that's in Chicago, Florida, Texas. So be sure, if you're talking to an attorney, maybe you could set up a trust in your country per se. Maybe you could set up a trust in another foreign country. Maybe you could set up a trust in your wife if she's Thai, or your girlfriend, or their parents, and set up a trust through that, and that would be considered Thai residence. So there's probably some really cool information to look into for that. So that's a wrap on the 15 reasons why buying a condo in Thailand might not be as dreamy, pretty, all rainbows and horseshoes and whatever they call it for long-term goals and stuff. So make sure you're smart. Make sure you look over all your alternatives and you are clear on maybe your 3, 5, and 7-year plans for you and your family, and also your, I guess it would be called like your your investments and your like retirements and things. Let me know in the comments which options 1 through the 15 or the 3 other options we had for you best fits for you. If you've had any negative experiences purchasing things, shoot them down in the comment. Mark and I would love to just hear back from you guys and share some feedback, which ones worked, which ones didn't work, and things. And see which ones were like a hit or miss as far as foreigners purchasing or renting condos here in Thailand, whatever city that might be, Chiang Mai, Phuket, Pattaya, Koh Samui. I knew 2 people that really loved Koh Samui, so they're down there a lot, thinking about probably purchasing some type of real estate down in Koh Samui. Just a beautiful, beautiful island. So don't forget to like this video, share it with those who you might feel that it would be very, very helpful, and subscribe to more content about life in Thailand and the Philippines. Mark and I just came back from Koh Samui and Bali, so Bali, Indonesia. So be sure to subscribe and check out. You'll get notified as far as those videos that are coming out for our channel for Koh Samui and Bali. What an epic adventure to Bali. Surfing. We were up in Ubud for all the beautiful scenery and things we were able to enjoy. The fire dance shows and stuff, just breathtaking. So you guys will really, really enjoy that. We will see you on our next amazing videos here for Jetsana and Compass Quest. For Mark and I, we're going to be signing off, and be sure to click right up here for our next videos that you guys are going to really, really love, or check out right here. We'll have some other videos for the Koh Samui and the Bali, Indonesia videos just for you guys. All right, take care, and we'll see you around.